Hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, The Midnight Adventures of My Three Cats. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it, no hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. The night had just begun, and as usual, my three cats were preparing for their mysterious nightly schedule. I say mysterious, because no human can ever quite understand what cats are truly planning. My black cat, sleek and shiny like a little panther, suddenly leapt off the bed with the determination of a superhero on a mission. His mission, however, was not to save the world, but to find his water bowl in the kitchen. He strutted out of the room with his tail high, as though the fate of the universe depended on his next sip of water. Meanwhile, the other two cats had a different agenda: comfort. They looked at the bed, fluffed up the blanket with their paws, and curled themselves into two little round fur balls. To them, the world outside no longer existed. Sleep was their only priority, and they approached it with the seriousness of monks meditating on a mountain. Watching them, I couldn't help but laugh. One cat was off chasing hydration, while the other two were already halfway to dreamland. My bedroom felt like a miniature sitcom, with each feline playing a different role: the adventurer, the dreamers, and me, the human audience, who was apparently only there to witness their drama unfold. The black cat's walk to the water bowl might seem ordinary to outsiders, but to him, it was a full-scale epic. His paws made soft thumping sounds against the wooden floor, echoing like drumbeats announcing his quest. The hallway, dimly lit by the moonlight, transformed into a mystical tunnel leading him toward his destiny. He glanced back once, giving me a proud look, as if saying, "Fear not, human. I'll return victorious." Reaching the water bowl, he peered into it dramatically. I had filled it just an hour earlier, but he inspected it as though he were a food critic evaluating the finest restaurant in town. He sniffed, paused, and finally lowered his head with slow-motion elegance, lapping the water with exaggerated concentration. Each sip sounded like a miniature waterfall, the soundtrack of his great achievement. When he finished, he sat back, licking his whiskers proudly. If he could speak, I imagine he would have declared, "The kingdom is safe for another night." Back in the bedroom, the other two cats barely moved. One stretched, exposing a belly so fluffy it could have been a pillow all on its own, while the other had already started twitching his ears in dreamland, probably chasing imaginary butterflies or negotiating imaginary treaties with dream mice. Their serenity contrasted hilariously with the black cat's heroic return, as he pranced back into the room like a conquering knight returning from battle. He jumped onto the bed, nudged one of his sleepy siblings, and received a lazy paw swipe in response, as if to say, "Move along, water warrior. We are already asleep." As I settled into bed, I looked at the three of them, one licking his paws with pride after his journey, and the other two snuggled up like marshmallows in a hot chocolate dream. Their different behaviors made me think about how humans approach life too. Some of us are like the black cat, always on a mission, always needing to do something, as though the smallest task carries the weight of the world. Others are like the sleepy cats, choosing rest, comfort, and the joy of slowing down without guilt. Both approaches, I realized, are necessary. Without the black cat's dramatic missions, life would lack excitement. Without the sleepy cat's peaceful presence, life would lack balance. It struck me how often people forget to appreciate small routines, like drinking water or lying down to rest. In our busy modern lives, we glorify constant movement and productivity. We run from one task to another, forgetting that our bodies and minds need simple pauses to recharge. My cats were teaching me that even ordinary moments, like drinking water with style or curling up under a blanket, carry meaning if we allow ourselves to enjoy them. That night, as the black cat finally curled beside his siblings, the three of them formed a warm, purring trio. I lay next to them, smiling at the thought that their little world reflected something larger about life. Sometimes you need to be the hero, sometimes you need to be the dreamer, and sometimes you just need to sit back and enjoy the comedy of it all. In many ways, my three cats mirror the way people live their daily lives. The black cat, striding confidently to the water bowl as if he were on a heroic quest, represents those of us constantly moving, working, and chasing goals. Meanwhile, the two sleepy cats curled up on the bed remind us of the importance of slowing down, resting, and finding peace in simple comforts. In today's world, where busyness is often mistaken for success, it is easy to forget the value of balance. We drink coffee instead of water, work late instead of sleeping, and often treat rest as a luxury instead of a necessity. Yet, just like my cats, we need both energy and stillness to thrive. The lesson is simple. Drink your water, take your breaks, and give yourself permission to rest without guilt. Productivity is not only measured by how much we do, but also by how well we recharge. A balanced life requires moments of action and moments of quiet. If we can approach ordinary routines with the same playful energy as the black cat and embrace relaxation with the same ease as the sleepy ones, we will live healthier, happier, and more meaningful lives.